Hello, real talkers. We are back, and you know who this is. This is your guy, Just Man.
It's your girl Fearless. And you know who's next? Sierra Blue.
Welcome to another edition. And tonight we're talking about is the color purple. Tonight isn't about rewriting the movie or pretending we lived in that time. It's about looking at the characters honestly and acting based on who we are. Me, Just Man, Sierra Blue, and Fearless. Our personalities, how we move through the world, and which character do we most identify with and why. Ladies, are you ready to go down the color purple trail?
I'm ready.
Sierra Blue. Oh, you sound so red. All right. So, ladies, Sierra Blue, Fearless. Who would like to start? Y'all want me to start, or one of y'all want to start to tell us who you think you would most closely relate to?
Men first.
Now, ladies, that's a new one. That is a. I'm gonna have to look that one up because I've never heard that one. But I do appreciate it. So let me start it off then. So the one I would most recognize with would probably be Harpo. Now listen, I ain't gonna be Mister, so I have no choice really but to be Harpo. Do y'all understand that? Like, do y'all get that? Do you see my
Yeah.
reasoning behind picking Harpo?
Oh, yes. No, just man, I would probably say grandpa, because grandpa was the one that was coming
Gra-
off with the jokes. Get your life together.
Grandpa
Chickens off the porch. Get you
Grandpa
why?
was ruthless. Grandpa was real ruthless.
He's a real G.
Yes, he was. But in all honesty, though, I see parts of myself in Harpo not because I agree with his actions, but because I didn't really know how to be a man. He didn't know how to really be a man. He just copied what he saw. You see what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And I can relate to that in some ways. So yeah, it would be Harpo for me. I wouldn't want to be missed, but I understand, how men and emotionally closed off like him taught to suppress, control, and never unpack the pain. So,
Mm-hmm.
you can see that in him too. But when it comes to that movie, being Mr. is just not a good thing to be right now. So Harpo, me and my juke joint, and that's me. That's what I relate to. And as that movie went on, he did grow and he started to learn and understand what it was to be a man. And it shows that, you may start this way in life, but in the end, you can always learn from your mistakes and grow from your mistakes. So Harpo did start off with it might rain on his head, but it ended with the sun shining down on him and him learning from his mistakes and being a better man for it. So that's why I can relate to Harpo.
Awesome.
I love that.
Yeah, I can see pieces of Just Man in that. Just the way you explained it. I think
Right.
I see myself as Portia Bree. Okay. Real talkers, just to tell some truth. This was my first movie that I ever was in. So if you ever look at The Color Purple, check out the chorus scene at the end of the movie. Fearless is in there. But I could see myself in Suge Avery because I love to travel. I moved probably the most in my family. Probably moved almost 30. No, I've moved over 30 times. So Suge Avery was a free spirit. She loved to have fun. She was into entertainment. She traveled all over the world. And she was straight to the point about who she was and about her business. So I
Mm,
thought that she had a great character. I thought that she was living vicariously and even really trying to prove herself to her father, that she was
right.
worthy of his love. Some of us have daddy issues. And so, sometimes
Absolutely.
you want to prove yourself because you're daddy's little girl. And so a lot of people can probably relate to that. But Suge Avery had this wonderful spirit that she just loved to travel and meet people and uplift women. And so I
Yeah.
really can see myself in her. She also had this demeanor about her to where she could control Mr. when no one else could. And
Right.
so I like the fact that she was a strong woman and she believed in who she was. So the things that was going around her did not make a determination of who she was as a woman. So Suge Avery would have been me all day long.
So, Fearless, just to get I gotta play the devil's
Oh,
advocate
you
on
know.
this one. So you would have went in there and said, "You show is ugly."
Well, when the top dog coming in as a little dog in there, you got to put them in their place. So, now, I wouldn't have said that, but I think I would have let them know that I'm the top dog. I think that with Suge Avery, when she stepped into the room, you knew it.
Yeah.
People looked at her. People adored her. People envied her. When she walked in the
Hmm.
room, she didn't have to say anything. So I think the confidence when you step into a room tells a woman or anyone that draws people to them because you're not second guessing or trying to worry about what everybody else is thinking. You know who you are. So
Right.
yes, just man. But I want to say you sure did ugly.
Sierra Blue, what you got?
So my person would be Celie. And I resonate with Celie because, when she first came on the scene, she's in a rocking chair and she's writing a letter to God. And, that's me in a nutshell. I love to write letters to God. I love to write letters, period. She also was a teen pregnant mom. For a time, she did have a couple babies for her own father. Now, that was not my case, but I was a teen mother. And so I could see myself in Celie because she was tough, but she was afraid to show her toughness. And I grew up like that, very timid. I would hold things in. I really didn't, I guess, express myself until I got to my mid 20s, really. And so I could resonate with that, having that words inside you, but you can't, you feel like you don't have a voice. She also was strong with family, her ties to her sister. That's me in a nutshell. I love my sisters, I love my family. And she wanted that so bad. And to me, that's what pulled the movie forward, is that relationship she had with her sister. I also love her humor because, she gets at the end and she point that finger like she gonna stab Mister in the eye with it. And she let him know she is there and she's there to stay, and ain't nothing he can do about it. That's me in a nutshell. When I would get out of a crazy, poor relationship, I let that man know I don't need you like that no more. I can stand on my own 2 darn feet. And I may fall and I may be ugly at the time because, you crying ugly tears, you know what I'm saying? But I'm smart, and I don't need you like that. So, yeah, I can rise above like Celie did because it's there in me, And
Yes.
Yeah.
so, yeah, I was in love with Celie. I really was. I really was.
Okay, so just like I asked Fearless a question about the character she most related to, I'm gonna ask you the same thing. Is there anything you would have changed about Celie?
Good question.
Yeah, when Celie had that knife at Mr. Throat,
Oh my gosh.
I think I would at least grazed his neck, let a little bit of blood drip out on his chest, and then pat him on the back and say, "You want me to take care of that? I can go get you some swabs." And come back and just turn it around, put that wrap around his neck real tight. Tell him it needs to be tight.
Absolutely.
You're going to bleed to death, mister. I sure would. That would be me.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
so you took the dark path.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so that's
you
what
really
said
did.
it would
She had a
it
moment
would
with
have
me,
just took
yes,
a
man.
whole she had a moment. She did. She did. She was.
And stopped her. He would have got the knife.
Yeah.
He would have got it. Because he deserved it.
Now, just man, I
Okay.
wanted to ask you. Now, you chose Harpo, but was it someone in the movie that you said, if I could play a character, that's the character I would have wanted to play?
I would want to play. Let's see. Thinking about what in all honesty, the male characters in that movie was tough. Like Mr. Harpo, the granddaddy. Now that you really mention that, I could see myself playing the preacher. Only reason I say that is I'm like that with my daughter, but I wouldn't be like I'm never gonna talk to my daughters. But being that firm with my daughters, I can see that in me and the God in me and the Jesus in me. I can see that as the preacher as well. But I don't think I would have been as firm as he was to not talk to his daughter the way he did in the movie, though. But at the end, they did come together. Everything has a 360 moment. So, everybody goes through things and you just hope in the end it brings you back to where you need to be. And that's what happened. But yeah, I would honestly, I think I would be the preacher.
Yeah.
I got a question for Fearless. So, Fearless, now you went through the audition
Yes.
to play one of the singers in the choir. Now, if you had a choice, which character would you have played?
Oh, Celie, absolutely. When the movie came out, I was actually a senior in high school. So I was very young, but it was such a challenging role. And she went through several different emotions in the whole movie. And, Whoopi Goldberg did a fantastic job. That's why she won an Oscar for it. But it was really a role where you had to really dig deep for the emotions that she had to go through.
Right.
throughout that whole movie. And so to me, that would have been a really challenging role that I would have loved to have played anytime, because I
Mhm.
just